Ah yes, therapy. That thing you keep saying you'll do someday, but instead you typed, "Why do I feel like garbage?" into a chatbot at 3 a.m. We've all been there. And now there's a growing chorus of voices saying, "Forget expensive therapists, ChatGPT is cheaper, faster, and doesn't judge me." Sounds great, right? No more uncomfortable eye contact or awkward silences, just you and your friendly AI solving trauma like it's a Sudoku puzzle. But hold on, is ChatGPT really better than a professional therapist? Let's ask a more interesting question. Would you let your barista do your dental work just because they're cheaper and available on weekends? Welcome to the Debunkers, where we lovingly smack myths in the face with a rolled-up newspaper of facts. And today's myth? That ChatGPT is your new therapist. So fluff that imaginary couch pillow, because it's time for a reality check. Let's start with why people love the idea. ChatGPT is free-ish, always online, won't cancel on you last minute, and doesn't make you say "my childhood trauma" out loud to a real person. In a world where therapy is expensive and mental health services are stretched thin, a 24/7 AI that talks like a calm, understanding guru sounds like a miracle. Plus, ChatGPT can say all the right things. That sounds really hard. Tell me more about that. And the classic, "I'm here for you." It's like having a therapist in your pocket, a therapist who never interrupts, never blinks, and has read all the self-help books in the world. But here's the catch. ChatGPT isn't a therapist. It doesn't diagnose, it doesn't treat, and it definitely doesn't have a license. It's basically your overly agreeable friend who once skimmed a psychology textbook and now thinks they understand your attachment style. Real therapists? They go through years of training, clinical supervision, ethical guidelines, and continuing education. They learn how to recognize serious issues like trauma, anxiety disorders, personality challenges, and they know when to call in reinforcements. ChatGPT, it just knows how to pattern match and guess what you want to hear next. Let's say you tell ChatGPT, "I'm feeling hopeless." A real therapist would hear that and carefully assess the risk, ask the right questions, and know what steps to take. ChatGPT, depending on the prompt, might tell you to breathe deeply and drink tea. Or worse, might miss the seriousness entirely. Because guess what? ChatGPT has no real context, no memory, and no actual concern. It doesn't care. It can't. It's a glorified autocomplete machine. Helpful? Sure. Better than silence? Often. But therapy? Not even close. And then there's the issue of boundaries. Therapists set them for a reason. ChatGPT doesn't have any. You can trauma dump for hours, ask it to roleplay your abusive ex, or spiral into conspiracy theories, and it'll just keep going. That's not therapy. That's emotional fast food. Tastes good, but you'll regret it later. There's also a fun little detail people forget. ChatGPT doesn't know you. It doesn't remember your previous sessions, unless you're feeding it your life story every single time. And even then, it's guessing. It doesn't track patterns, emotional cues, body language, or even your tone. It just makes statistically likely sentences based on internet data. You're getting mental health advice from a thing trained partly on Reddit. Think about that. Now, we're not here to say ChatGPT is useless. In fact, it can be a great supplement to therapy. It's good for journaling prompts, reflection questions, organizing your thoughts, or understanding basic mental health terms. It's like having a self-help book that talks back. But should it replace a licensed therapist? That's a resounding absolutely not. We're not just being snarky here. Even OpenAI, the people who made ChatGPT, put big disclaimers, not a substitute for professional advice. Yet somehow the internet took that as, "Go ahead, it's totally fine, AI knows what's up." So what's the actual helpful takeaway? If you're struggling and can't access therapy, use ChatGPT to support your mental wellness, but know its limits. Try low-cost therapy resources, sliding scale clinics, community support groups, or online platforms with real human therapists. Combine that with journaling, exercise, meditation, and yes, even chatbot conversations. As long as you remember the chatbot isn't your therapist. It's more like your emotionally supportive toaster. And hey, if ChatGPT ever says, "Tell me more about your father," just remember, it doesn't actually care. It just wants to keep the conversation going. Like a needy improv actor with a psychology degree from Google. Now go hit that subscribe button, like the video, and drop a comment telling us the weirdest thing you've ever asked ChatGPT in a moment of existential panic. We promise not to judge, unlike your toaster therapist.